Are you guys ready for the best Pokemon ever created of all time? No, you're not. You're not ready. You're not. You're not ready. You're not ready for this moveset guide that I'm about to drop on you all right now. You're not ready. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, SnoozeVGC, and today we're talking about the best duck that has probably ever been created in the history of mankind. And I think we all know that I'm talking about our main man, the White Knight, the shining armor, the man you can always count on, Sirfetched, the duck. He is the man. So today, Sirfetched, I think, actually has kind of a place in the meta right now. So we have a lot of Gastrodon popping up. We have a lot of Rotom Wash still everywhere. We also have things like Excadrill, Tyranitar still hanging around. We got the Rhyperiors. We got the Ludicolo. We got the Prankster. We got the whatever. So what Sirfetch'd does, and depending on what you want it to do, what it can do is it can help you combat the Gastrodons, help combat the Ludicolos, do big damage to Excadrill and Tyranitar and Rhyperior. When it Dynamaxes, its bulk is really not that bad. As you can see, it has 95 and 82 in defenses. HP leaves something to be desired, but when you double that, I mean, it can be pretty good. It can be a substantial difference to what it can survive. And it just kind of overall can help be like a really good physical just wall breaker because of its item Leak. If it's holding that, its critical hit ratio is raised by 2 stages. So basically anything that has a high critical hit ratio like Leaf Blade will crit every time, and everything that doesn't has about a 50% chance to crit. So you're doing huge damage potentially every turn, or at least 50% of the time. So what this does is Leaf Blade, since it's crit every time, it'll go through any defense boosts that any Pokemon get. It goes through screens, so you don't have to worry about Grimmsnarl and its screens because you can crit through those. It'll help with Gastrodon, helps with Rhyperior, and just Grass overall is a really good type that isn't represented very well right now besides Rotom Mow and Ludicolo. Close Combat is just its main stab move. Hits super hard, 120 base power, potential to crit. So you're one-shotting, Excadrills, you're one-shotting Tyranitars, even if they're Dynamaxed. You are just doing massive damage to Rotoms, to Gastrodons, and First Impression is there to help combat the Ludicolos. So it hits first, but only the first turn. But that means that you can get out there and if you want to, you can just hit the Ludicolos, and I think even if it Dynamaxes, it can survive, but only with about like 20% of its HP. So if it doesn't Dynamax, you kill it for sure. If it does, it's going to be close. Knockoff is there, and actually Knockoff doesn't have very much representation right now in the Pokedex. I think a lot of really strong Dark types lost it, including Bisharp, which was like the poster boy for Knockoff. So Knockoff right now is actually a really good move because you have a lot of weakness policy going around, and just berries and focus sashes and things like that. Just things that you want to try to get off, even like Assault Vest, Soft Duraludon, and berries off of Snorlax. So Knockoff, I think, has a very important role to play, and Sirfetch'd feels like one of the few Pokemon that can actually use it. So this is kind of the standard, I would say, Sirfetch'd spread that I've made myself. So this is if you're going to be using it with speed control like Tailwind or Thunder Wave. So the 107 gives you enough speed that after a Tailwind or Thunder Wave, you'll be able to outspeed Dragapult by 1, which is really good. I mean, you can outspeed a base 145 timid/jolly nature Pokemon and KO it with Knockoff. And with Scrappy, which is honestly a really good ability. Steadfast, not that great, very situational. Scrappy, you can hit Dragapult with close combat, and I'm almost positive you can KO, and we can calc it right now because I'm actually interested to see if it can do that. So let's go 244 Adamant. We got Scrappy, close combat, okay, versus a Dragapult. And if, okay, so close combat, Adamant versus a Dragapult, 31% chance to KO. Man, you have a 50% chance to crit, and if you crit, for sure, picking that up. Now, obviously, Dynamax plays a part in any single Pokemon game we play right now, so you always have to take that into account, but you can know for sure that you have a chance to KO, even if you just nick it a little bit with a partner, or if you crit it, you can just take care of it right out. So this is kind of your Turbo Duck. These last two slots are kind of always up for debate. So you can do Knockoff, First Impression, or you can do Brave Bird. So if you wanted to do Brave Bird and have some some flying type attacks, that will also, you can Dynamax with Sirfetched to get some speed, so it can be faster, so you can have your own speed controlled that way. Knockoff, you could switch out for Protect, Poison, Jab, even Night Slash could be good because it will crit every time. Night Slash will, and that will be good for hitting, you know, NDD and the Psychic types. It'll also, if you have Night Slash, it'll crit every time. You can also take out Dragapult with that. I think Knockoff is the better dark type move personally, but that's always, it's your team. Quick Attack, if you just want to have, if you don't want to have First Impression where it only works once, you can do Quick Attack where it can work every time. Like I said, it's up for debate. I think Leaf Blade is for sure, Close Combat for sure, because Grass and Fighting coverage is actually really good. And then you can either do Brave Bird, Knockoff, Protect, First Impression, whatever your team needs. Like, that's the thing, is Sirfetched actually has a pretty good move pool where that it can be molded into certain archetypes, so you can use it for whatever you need to use it for. The other stupid phone, shut up. The other Sirfetched that you can use is kind of a Trick Room Sirfetched. So Leak, I think, is its best item because it just gives you an opportunity to do more damage. But its attack stat is 135, which is one of the highest attack stats in the Pokedex right now. So you don't really need it to hit hard. So if you really want to use Sirfetched and you want to use it in a way that can make it maybe a little bit more consistent, you're not always having to rely on the 50% chance to crit or whatever it is, you can go with Room Service and do a Trick Room set. So you can do Trick Room, a Sirfetch'd will get the Room Service, it'll be super slow, and like I said, you can do Close Combat, Knockoff, you know, you can use, you know, Leaf Blade. I think Leaf Blade should always be on there regardless of what you're doing. It's such a good coverage right now. And, you know, First Impression, Protect, whatever it may be, and then you can even Dynamax with it, boost with Close Combat, lower attack stats and special defense with Knockoff and First Impression. There isn't going to be a whole lot that's slower than you outside of like the really slow Trick Room Pokemon like Torkoal, and so you'll be able to go first, you'll be able to hit hard, you'll be able to lower stats and boost stats of your partner Pokemon. But I think Sirfetch'd actually right now could be pretty good if your team has a space for it, and you should try it out. Leak, awesome item, loving the chance to crit is really good, and a Trick Room Service set might actually be not bad. If you're not really wanting the Leak, if you're wanting to give a little bit more, you know, you're not relying on the odds of RNG for your team, I think Room Service could be an excellent choice. But it's very moldable. It has actually a really good move pool mixed with Fighting, Dark, Bug, you know, Normal, Flying, Grass, Fire. Like, you got a lot of things that you can throw on there and help cover options on your team. So I think if you really love Sirfetch'd like I do, I would die for this guy. I think you should go ahead and try him out. I've actually been trying out, and this is like, that's what I've said, this is how I came up with the spread. I've actually been trying him out, and he's actually been performing really well on my team, my personal team, and I think it could perform well on yours. But that's gonna be, I think, everything for today, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for the video. I hope that you got maybe some ideas for a team. If you're struggling with like a last slot, throw him in there, see what he does, see how he performs. Maybe you like him, maybe you don't. Who knows until you try him. I actually think he has a spot right now in the meta and maybe in the future. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, or even a comment of what I can do better, or what movesets you'd like to see. And we'll see you in the next one. Keep battling, guys.